What's going on, guys? Matty here from dclblogger.com. Welcome to another video. In this video, we're going to be covering the project called Bondly. And Bondly came on my radar because of this tweet. Actually, I've been contacted. I was in talks with the founder before, a few months ago, when they were kind of, when the NFT space blew up. They had some really ambitious plans. And at that time, so many projects were coming out with all sorts of plans. But personally, I like to invest in projects that know how to execute, guys. So, you can have many projects, but who is out there kind of onboarding in mass users to their platform, right? Who's actually approaching big companies and saying, hey, we have a solution. Here's a solution. Let's get you guys implemented, doing the legwork. And that's what I'm kind of, I invest in both founders and the community that are going down that path. So Bondly came onto my radar, and Bondly is kind of like this DeFi NFT hybrid, which is building ways to transact and participate in traditional marketplaces using blockchain technology. So you can trade NFTs across their platform, you can trade cryptocurrencies across their platform. And a couple of things that they did to highlight how they're using that technology is really interesting. So currently Bondly is sitting at 39 cents. Let's give this a refresh. It's about a $40 million market cap. Full disclosure that I purchased some of these a couple of days ago, or this morning as well. I doubled up on my bag because I just keep reading more about it, and the more and more I read about it, I feel like it's going to be a big project in the NFT space or just the DeFi space in general. So what happened was the recent tweet that came out was this one here. Justin Logan Paul is joining the NFT world, powered by Bondly Finance. Logan Paul is releasing limited edition NFTs for his first Pokemon box break, all created and distributed by Bondly. So is releasing limited edition NFTs for his next Pokemon box break. So if you don't know who Logan Paul is, you must be living under a rock, because he's probably like the most famous YouTuber. And he got extra famous, or even more famous, by doing these box openings for Pokemon cards. And I feel like he was the person that single-handedly propelled the Pokemon card collectible world to this whole hundreds of thousands of dollars for Charizard cards and beyond, right? So he does these box openings, and recently on Feb 4th, I spent $2 million in Pokemon cards. He made a YouTube video about it, as he does. But at the end of it, this was really interesting.
Basically a digital collectible. Only 44 will ever be minted by an up-and-coming blockchain company called Bondly. They specialize in digital art. And we'll have a gold and silver one available for sale to the public as well. Happy bidding! The auction ends!
Cool. So that got my attention, because wait a second, Logan Paul does videos like this quite frequently. And if he's going to be giving out NFTs as, I guess, his own Pokemon card style using Bondly, that was like a big deal to me. I was like, all right, well, it looks like Bondly have the capacity and have like that sort of onboarding aggressiveness to get people like Logan Paul to start using their technology. And the way I see phases in the NFT space is that, or even in the crypto space, right? In 2017, people got in, they rode the wave, they were here till 2021. 2021, there's new people coming in, and their current cryptocurrency journey begins today. And so for the social media, for the rest of the world who hasn't really seen NFTs, maybe that journey begins on a social media kind of mass user onboarding. I mean, there's like 4 million people that viewed this on Feb 4th, and millions of people that have viewed multiple different YouTube channels, right? And so to think that Bondly will have a spot and be doing something functional, it's not just Logan Paul saying, hey, buy this. It's actually, he'll be using it to mint NFTs and a lot more than that. So looking at this, if you kind of rewind it back to what Bondly actually does, they've got a couple of different products. So they've got Bond Swap, which I think is one of the most interesting products. Bond Swap, also known as B Swap, aims to simplify the escrow process for digital or physical goods, all powered by DeFi. So you can use B Swap, Bond Swap, but or Binance Chain and Ethereum Chain. So basically, you can use Bond Swap instead of escrow. So I use escrow when buying and selling websites, and people use them to buy and sell like multiple digital or physical goods, where there's like a middleman that oversees the trade of something, right? So someone says, hey, I want to sell a domain name. They give the domain name to the escrow, and the person sends the money to the escrow, and the assets switch, or the money gets released to the seller, when the buyer confirms that he got the product, right? So that on an on-chain is quite interesting. And the way they're doing that is they're going to be like the seller or the buyer has to stake bond swap tokens. So bond tokens. And so if he doesn't go through, or the seller has to do it, sorry, the seller has to stake bond tokens, or maybe both of them, but one of them has to stake bond tokens. And so if they don't go through with their promises, they lose that as collateral. So that sort of escrow can be applied for many different situations, because escrow is used across multiple digital goods already. It's used for domain names. It's used to transact social media accounts. It's used to transact multi-million-dollar websites. So if this is going to take a slice of that pie, it's going to be very interesting, right? So it looks like bond swap is going to be used, or also they're making bond dex. I think it's the name of like their general, Uniswap type of thing, where it's going to be cross-bridge, works on, I think, Polkadot, Ethereum. It's going to be multi-chain. They've got that as well. So they're going to be using that. And also Brandon came out and, he explained what else this will be.
With him, guys. But guess what? This is an ongoing contract. So this is not a one-time thing, guys. This is an ongoing contract that will last for the entire year. So it will not just be this one event. There are going to be many, many things he has going on that are going to be part of this arrangement.
So that was interesting. So we had Logan Paul come out with that. Then Brandon comes out and says that this is a 1-year thing where he'll be releasing NFTs, and they're also making Logan Paul a custom NFT marketplace where you'll be able to, him and people collecting his NFTs will be able to do so on Bondly. So that's a year-long thing. So if we go through a bull run, Logan Paul's going to continue to do Pokemon cards, and he'll be able to display to his viewers how NFTs work. That will all be done on Bondly marketplace. That was really interesting to me, right? And if you keep going, they've also got an NFT Launch Pad, and they've launched a couple of projects. Another really interesting thing to me was, where are we? So their partnership with Chainlink, and everyone partners with Chainlink because I guess it's a big deal. Chainlink is a big project, but what does the partnership actually mean? So Chainlink and Bondly will be working together reciprocally, in which Bondly will utilize Chainlink as their premier data oracle and Bondly as Chainlink's premier data provider on specific digital assets, social media accounts. So there'll be that sort of thing happening. You got Bond Swap, Bond Protect, and also Bond Dex as well, I think it's called. So they'll be pulling feeds from each other and providing like a trustless feed that's accurate with data that you can plug into. But it looks like, Bondly is going to be taking it serious in applying their escrow service on chain across multiple projects. And again, like when I think about it, the digital world is wide open. Like who's actually going and knocking on projects that are selling domain names and saying, hey, this can all be done on chain. This whole escrow transfer system can be done on chain. I could sell like that. That's such a big deal. Like suddenly I can sell my whole portfolio, and I've bought and sold websites before. I run websites, e-commerce ones. I can do all of that on chain, right? Via an NFT or on crypto marketplaces. So there's that as well. And there's also the fact that they've also got like this NFT collectible card game. Now, I don't really collect early card games that are just collectibles. I like to look at, okay, right, it's a collectible, but unless the project is absolutely massive and going to continue to stay relevant for the next 2 to 5, 10 years, the collectability value will eventually die down when there's millions of NFTs in the space, right? That's kind of my view. Maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong. But these guys have come out and they've given utility to people that collect those NFTs. So the BCCG gameplay framework is simple. Each card operates as a pass to enter a tournament ladder system of 6 to 24 participants. So this is kind of like the game, but there's also utility. So if you own the NFTs, you get charged 0 fees on BSwap. So it's valuable to people that, right, say BSwap becomes massive and it's trading billions of dollars worth of NFTs and cryptocurrency. Suddenly these NFTs go up in value because people want them to minimize their fees. If they're spending thousands of dollars of fees but can get that fees for free by owning an NFT, it's just it shows you how the value of that NFT can appreciate. BCCG Elite, a group that features discussions around game strategy. So it looks like it gives you entrance into a game, entrance into a fan art contest. So they're using it as an ID and to verify ownership and give them utility across multiple projects. And these guys are new. I think the token's only been public for a few months or maybe a couple of months. But it's interesting that they get that NFTs on a utility basis, on a marketplace basis, is a lot more than collectibles. And that's the future of finance. NFTs have a huge role to play in the future of finance. I'm going to tweet that after this video. And I don't think many people understand that. People see it as like a visual thing, something economic and integral to their closed marketplaces, a little bit open marketplaces, a little bit of interoperability happening, but plugging them into financial protocols and marketplaces en masse is literally that you're going to open a huge market that way. So someone that has the idea and is aggressively going after the market, that is, I think, where the key is. And I think Bondly, to me, proved it with the Logan Paul thing. I don't know how they would have got in touch and given him confidence to go through with this. I mean, to give someone who is already doing absolutely amazingly, I'm sure he's making millions of dollars on his YouTube video, and convince him that, hey, NFTs is going to be huge, that you can do this. And this is the utility use case to get his attention in that sense. I feel like this may open up a lot more doors for them. So for me, it sounded like a great investment, especially it's sitting at $40 million market cap. It's also opening me up to the Polkadot ecosystem, which I need to learn a lot more about, because they're going to be cross-chain. I believe they're powered by Polkadot. So the Bondly native substrate blockchain is designed to support the lowest cost transfer for assets. Polkadot is just doing amazingly well. Got multiple chains and parachains working quite well, or at least projects coming out of these that will applying for them. So I think if they're going to be going after multiple industries and going to be doing it so aggressively as to get someone like Logan Paul, love Logan Paul or hate Logan Paul, whatever your opinion is on him, the fact that there is an NFT in the spotlight here and a cryptocurrency project in the spotlight here, that's a decision you got to make from an investment perspective. So I found that really interesting. And also the fact that Brandon himself comes out and makes video reviews and videos on what his updates are to keep his people on board. So someone, I think, moving forward in this space, someone that gets tech and can innovate and can think forward, someone that can use social media and understand that social media is going to be a big part of digital awareness, because I feel like when in the next 2 to 5 years, we're going to be communicating so much digitally that if you don't have a voice, especially as an entrepreneur, and you're not focusing on growing your social media channels, you're not going to have a voice. There's going to be just so much noise in the digital space to bring a product to the market, to bring an idea to the market, to bring your art out there. If you're an entrepreneur at any level, social media is a huge part of that. So those that aren't making that shift and taking that part seriously, I think twice in investing. I just think they're doing really well, at least for now. And the fact that the market cap is low. So it has gone up 34%. I think it went up a lot more than that recently from the Logan Paul tweet. So it went up it went up from there to there. So it hit like 43 cents, 49 cents. I bought a little bit at 30 cents and then I bought again this morning at like 38 cents. But I think, and also the fact that it's doing $22 million, so it's doing $16 million on Uniswap. That's a big deal for a $40 million project. Because what normally happens is big exchanges like Binance, they see massive volume. And if you want to get your coin listed on Binance and other big cryptocurrency exchanges, generally speaking, you got to pay them a listing fee. That fee ranges from like $200,000 to a couple of million. It's like crazy, right? Because suddenly it's visibility, your token goes up in value, it's a win-win, and Binance makes a shit ton of money. Now, I don't know if Binance charges those numbers, don't quote me on that, but that's kind of how it works off multiple exchanges. But if you're a cryptocurrency project that's doing really well on Uniswap, I've seen this before with SushiSwap, multiple different projects, cryptocurrency exchanges will list you because you're doing a lot of volume. So if you're doing like $15-16 million in volume, suddenly that volume is really juicy because Binance and other cryptocurrency exchanges, they make a lot of money from the fees of that volume transferred. So I think, we could be impending a listing here on one of these exchanges. So I'm not covering this to kind of tell you that this NFT is good. I just think the project is doing very good, has a chance of doing really well because they've got so much in the pipelines and they kind of understand that NFTs are much broader from a technical ID perspective. And I think they're going to do really well. So just thought I'd cover it for you guys. Again, I have invested, so take that with a grain of salt. If I have any biases, it's up to you to judge. Pull all that out, do your own research, and let me know how you guys go. But hope I covered it well, and share these across the social medias if you can. I'll see you guys in another video.